His Holiness Srila Janananda Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Well, welcome everybody. Do you need a translation into Irish, Ukrainian, or English, or what language? What language? Indian, Hindi? Which language? You want Hindi, English, Ukrainian, or Irish?
English.
Or Slovakian? Slovakian, okay. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Is anybody from Ukraine? Translate. Translate into Ukrainian. Ask. Are you from Ukraine? Okay. Ask. You're from where?
Kiev.
Kiev. So ask them in Ukraine. Anyone from Ukraine?
Може комусь треба переклад на українську мову?
Anybody? Don't be shy if you are.
Всі розуміють англійську, так?
Only one of you. Only you. Where are you all from? Ireland? Anyone from Ireland? Anyone from Ireland? One behind the screen. Anyone from India? Okay, we got quite a few at last. I was just wondering if you were from Earth or not. And where are you from? Where are you ladies from?
Ukraine.
Oh, they are from Ukraine. They didn't put their hands up. And yourself?
Romania.
Romania. Romania. Ukraine? They didn't put their hands up. They're lazy. Where are you from? India. Where are you from? From? Slovakia. You know each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Slovakia contingency this evening. Very good. And there might be somebody from Ireland, I'm not sure. Ah, there he is. He's appeared. An Irish representative.
Flown in from.
You're the ambassador here.
Imported.
Irish ambassador. And from Lithuania, from where else? From Mauritius. Anyone from Mauritius? Mauritius. Mauritius. There we go. Anyone else? There also. Nicola from Mauritius.
If this happens to be in your way, please don't mind to move around it.
Yeah, don't sit behind it unless you want to sit behind it. Hare Krishna. So today is a very special day. I don't know if there's anything on the board. Is there anything on the board already? Is there anything on the screen?
Prayer at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
Is it? Okay.
AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Okay, you've got that. Is there something there? This is one of those busy days and we can get time to properly prepare a nice presentation. Today, I believe, is Friday.
In Ireland.
Did I get that right? Okay. Do we need a translation into Ukrainian?
Do you need transit?
Потрібен переклад? Всі розуміють англійську?
You need translation? If you do, then a good translator can sit with you and translate. I will be speaking quite slowly. Everyone else understand English? Today is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I hope that at least the first statement will be correct. Today is Friday.
Yes.
Friday was good. I also believe that today is the 13th of September. Am I correct?
Oh. No, 12.
Yes, 13, yes.
Friday the 13th.
Yes,
I haven't started singing yet, and you're already playing a tune.
Friday the 13th, Maharaj.
That's a very auspicious day. Didn't you know that Prabhupada, as spiritual master, left Calcutta on Friday the 13th? Did you know that? August the 13th was a Friday, 1965.
Ah.
So was that inauspicious or auspicious?
Auspicious.
I think so. Maybe for the age of Kali it wasn't very good. It was a real, almost like the most deadly thing that's happened to Kali in this age. Huh? Practically the only thing which is, at least in the Western world, which has really threatened the influence of Kali. Practically. Kali, you know what Kali means? Not Kali, Kali. Is goddess Kali. He's a form of the material energy, actually. Right, Davy? But no, Kali. Kali is long.
Kali.
Kali.
Kali Yuga.
Kali. Quarrel. The age of quarrel. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, that sometimes people quarrel. I've heard about it. Have you ever heard of people quarreling?
No.
Disagreeing?
No.
Never. I don't agree with you.
I don't agree with you.
People do quarrel. No, they don't. Yes, they do.
No, they
don't.
No, they don't.
We can quarrel over next to nothing. And if there's nothing to quarrel about, we find something to quarrel about. Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Jai
You're
Prabhupada.
okay?
Good to see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's also the age of quarrel was mentioned already. Don't get me quarreling now.
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
Hypoc-
Hypocrisy.
Hypox.
Hypocrisy. What is hypocrisy or hypocrisy? It's an animal, a big chubby animal that lives in the river, right? Is that right?
Hypocrisy.
What's hypocrisy?
Duplicity?
Not
Duplicity.
doing what you're criticizing somebody else for something you do.
Pardon?
Criticizing something.
Oh, that's a
someone
very,
else.
you were really up to date with social media, I
Oh,
must say.
right, okay.
We wouldn't have thought of that one before. Yeah, criticizing someone else, where you yourself are really the one guilty of it, or as guilty at least. Hypocrisy, you're criticizing somebody else. You, this and that, but you're doing it yourself, you know. It's like that's one aspect of hypocrisy, which is, I guess, pretty common. What's another one?
Saying one thing and doing another.
Okay, you're making out your one thing, but inside you've got a completely different agenda, different nature, whatever. It doesn't go along with what you're advertising yourself as. Duplicitous, huh? The great barrier to spiritual life. What other qualities are there of Kali Yuga? Pardon? Well, envious is more so, you could say, in Kali Yuga. It's not specific to Kali Yuga. It's not directly, it's certainly more prominent in Kali Yuga, envious. The very reason we're in the material world is because root envy is there, envy of God. So you could say definitely in this Kali Yuga, envy is extremely
People fight.
high.
People fighting over trifles.
Over trifles or ice cream?
Trifles.
Over trifles.
No, but
Really?
it's trifles.
Oh, this is tough. And maybe in Ireland they're fighting over truffles. Truffles or trifles? Truffles. Truffles. Well, that's kind of what we heard before, quarrels. They make an argument over any damn thing. And that often leads to fighting and war and God knows what. Terrible. Any other symptoms of Kali Yuga?
Disturbed.
Pardon?
Always disturbed.
Okay, now we're getting to more the personal aspects. Manda Samanda Matayo Manda Bagu Paduta. What does that mean?
Yeah, lazy.
It's Irish,
for,
isn't it?
yeah,
Gaelic.
it's Gaelic.
Yeah,
It means they're lazy for spiritual life.
Yeah, in this age of Kali, people are always lazy.
Slow.
Lazy. I mean, materially lazy is also common. And not everybody, but many people are really lazy in Kali Yuga. They don't want to work more than the minimum. Lazy in spiritual life, they're very lazy. Very lazy. Misguided, quarrelsome. Easily misguided, huh? By media, by false religion, and so many things. Quarrelsome, we've mentioned. And above all, always
Disturbed.
disturbed. Have you ever noticed that sometimes in the world people are, maybe you're not, but many people are very disturbed. Not just day to day, but all the time disturbed. Disturbed state of consciousness. Kali Yuga is a very dangerous age. Kalerdo Shanade Rajan, Asiheka Mahanguna, Kirtana Deva,
Krishna says, Mukta.
Mukta, Sangha, Puran. And this is a very important verse from the scriptures, which describes a little bit about this age, but more about what is the only solution to this age, to counteract the effects. This age of Kali is full of dosha. You like South Indian cooking? Anyone from South India? There you go. You like dosha?
Yes,
Italy also?
yeah.
Right? That's what it means, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
The age of Kali is full of dosha, sambar, vada, so many South Indian. It'd be nice if it were. It wouldn't be bad if it were, actually. It'd be pretty good. I think everybody likes dosa. I've never met anyone who doesn't like a good dosa. Yeah, probably one of the most popular dishes of Indian dishes in the world, dosa. Everyone likes a good one. It's got to be good. Hot, crispy, not overdone, not underdone. It's really nice. But anyway, aside from that, dosha. also refers, maybe the pronunciation's a little bit different, but more or less the same. It refers to faults, many difficulties, many faults, things are very difficult to achieve in this age of Kali. They're full of faults. So there is one Eka Mahanguna, guna quality, one great Eka Maha, one great quality of this age. And that is Hare Krishna. What is that quality?
Kirtanat Eva Krishna.
Kirtanat Eva Krishna. What does that mean? Kirtan, you know what kirtan is? I think everybody is familiar with this term, probably. What is kirtan?
Glorification of Sri Krishna.
Glorification of Sri Krishna. Particularly glorification, kirtan is glorification, particularly of Krishna. In this age of Shri, in this age of Kali, there is one good quality that simply by glorifying Krishna, particularly chanting his name, what happens?
Mukta Sangha Param Vrajit.
What does that mean? One can easily attain the destination. One can easily gain liberation from not just the effects of Kali, but the condition of birth and death. Freedom from material existence. And the highest liberation is, of course, to be reinstated in our eternal loving relationship with Krishna. So that is made easy in Kali Yuga by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya particularly has brought this message of chanting the holy name, Krishna consciousness into the world, and made it available to all. But practically speaking, in this age of Kali, it's very interesting. There's a story we mentioned the other day that this is told, I think, in one of the Puranas, I can't remember which one, but one of the Puranas describing this Kali Sankara Upanishad, or some scripture there, anyway, how this Kali Yuga begins, particularly this particular Kali Yuga. It's different from normal. Because at the beginning of this Kali Yuga, Krishna appears. He doesn't normally appear at the beginning of Kali Yuga. Only once in every 1,000 Kali Yugas. Not very often. And so when he appears, of course, there's no question of Kali having any serious influence. So Kali is an age, but again, it's a little imperceptible to us how it works, but there's always personalities behind the various events which occur, weather, all the various things, the various facilities, the vegetables, there's personalities behind them. It's not that they're just innate, just dead matter or just events, but there's personalities controlling them, monitoring. So this age is a monitor for this age. Personality of Kali. You can read more about it if you want in the Bhagavatam. But anyway, the personality of Kali was wondering what is going on. I'm supposed to be in action, but Krishna's still on the planet. I can't do much while he's around. So there was an incident which, if you have, how many of you have read the Krishna book? Hands up. Many of you have not read the Krishna book. How many of you have got the Krishna book? It looks like some of you have not got the Krishna book. How many Krishna books do we have here?
1,000 on the way.
We have 1,000 on the way. Is anyone else on the way? If you're on the way, now is the day. Get your Krishna book. Okay? You can order your Krishna book in advance. Okay? Here, stand up. We're going to praise you now. Manu Prabhu, please don't miss out on getting a Krishna book, or even better still, a Srimad Bhagavatam set. John! And that got a good roar. That means we're we're in business.
We have 100 on the way.
400.
100 on the way.
100 on the way. So, are there any remaining, or are they all been booked?
And I think there's a few left.
There's a few left, are there?
Yeah.
And that's right. Left or right? There's a few remaining, so don't miss out again. The most glorious scripture of all that ever was produced, the Srimad Bhagavatam, which gives us the full association of the Supreme Lord if we only open our ears and listen or attentively hear that message. Krishna is appearing very shortly in Dublin in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai! How many of you want to book your set tonight? There's one over there. You were so enthusiastic. You can put your hand up.
It was my first reaction.
Pardon?
First reaction?
It was
First reaction. Well, first reactions are very important. Serious reaction. You can work out special systems, okay? Special arrangements. You don't have to get all at once. You can get all at once, but you can pay over a period of time. And it's really worth it. Anyway, more of that in time allows it. So when Prabhupada left Calcutta, one thing which he really wanted to take with him to America, what did he want to take? He wanted to take his breakfast cereal. He had a big bag of breakfast because he thought there would be nothing to eat in America, only potatoes. He didn't realize that you could get more than potatoes in America. He even was able to get his spices and everything. Rice was available, dal was available. But then he wasn't sure whether anything would be available, so he took a big bag of breakfast cereal, maybe puffed rice or something. Chip rice maybe, something or another. Anyway, back to Kali. So Kali Yuga, Kali was thinking what to do. So there's an event, if you read in the Krishna book, you'll see there's one chapter which describes how, well not how, but the residents of Dwarka, where Krishna was residing, plus the residents of Hastinapura, and many other places and even in Vrindavan. They all went to one place because it was a solar eclipse. Solar eclipse means an eclipse of the sun. So they went there. Generally that's not very auspicious. People often go to a holy place, you know, so it's kind of you feel spiritually protected. So many people assembled in Kurukshetra, not for the battle, that was later on. They assembled there, it's a holy place, Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. So they assembled in that holy place called Kurukshetra. So they came that time, they came because it was a solar eclipse. And of course they all met there. And not only did they come, all the various residents of many places in India, but Kali, the personality of Kali also came to Kurukshetra. And unseen to everyone except for Krishna, he approached Krishna and said to Krishna, "My Lord, please, please, when can I begin my age? When is my turn?" The servant of Krishna, we portray him in different ways. He has a job to do. The policeman has a job to do, right? The undertaker has a job to do. Different people have. He has a job to do. It's to influence the age, to influence people into sinful activity. Not a very good job. Well, depends which way you look at it. But he's got a lot of customers in this age, that's for sure. Good business. And Krishna's thinking, as long as, my Lord, as long as you're here, I can't do anything. So then Krishna was thinking, yes, he's right. His age is about to begin. He looked at his watch. The age of Kali should be beginning very soon. Then he thought, well, wait a minute. As long as my dynasty is still on the planet, he's not going to get anywhere either. And so many pious people are on the planet. I've got to think of a way, one, to remove my dynasty so there's no more follow-up. And two, to make people impious. because they're all pious right now. So I got to think of something which will help them to develop irreligion. Krishna himself was thinking how to introduce irreligion. Normally we hear yada yadahi dharma siddhani bhavarti bharata. Whenever there's irreligion, Krishna will appear to establish religion. But here Krishna is thinking how to establish irreligion. This is Kali Yuga. One of the main symptoms of Kali Yuga is irreligion, or false religion. It's described that in this age, atheism will become more and more the religion of this age. Even if you claim to be a religionist, you'll be basically atheist, or at best an impersonalist. No concept of the personality of God. So Krishna's thinking that. So he made his whole arrangement in Prabhakshetra, where his family members fought and killed each other. Well, there's another story. We won't get into that. They weren't the real Yadavas, but they were expansions therein. And the real Yadavas were just unmanifested and didn't have anything more to do with the phenomenal world, the visible world. They were not seen. The seeable aspects were removed in Prabhakshetra. So that was the end of the Yadu dynasty, basically. That was one thing solved. Then Krishna, so people thought, oh, they're just ordinary people. They got drunk and they killed each other. You don't even get that in Dublin, do you? Pretty heavy. They got drunk and they all killed each other. What a bunch, what a weird bunch. Obviously not very transcendental. So offences were committed towards the Yadu dynasty in that way. People were thinking like that. And secondly, Krishna himself arranged that he would leave the world in a way that people would criticize him and call him just an ordinary guy. He left the material body behind, he just died like everyone else. Proves he's not God. Again, offences against Krishna. So he arranged this particularly to introduce Kali Yuga. So the pious people would start criticizing him and his dynasty. The dynasty wouldn't be there anymore either. So this way he made it available for Kali. So Kali really, we see that Kali is really, can we say, very effective in introducing. Now we have so many media, social media, the economic system, the education system, the medical system, the social system, everything, the political system is very, very, very favorable to Kali. There's no doubt about it. Kali Yuga is Kali personality of Kali is pretty much behind everything that's going on. And more or less, Iti Shodha Shukam Nam Nam Kali Kalpa Shanashna. The only factor which is really opposing the progress of Kali is this chanting, Sankirtan movement. The only thing that can really counteract it. Kali does not like, it's in the, I don't know which scripture, somewhere in my computer I have it, but there are different statements which say that when the Harinam, when the holy name is being chanted, the personality of Kali runs away, just like snakes run away from a forest fire. Well, they try to, but they can't escape. So the Sankirtan movement is the only really serious counteracting presence in this age. So you can imagine the difficulty Srila Prabhupada had to eventually go to America to spread this Krishna conscious movement, and how Kali was busily trying to prevent that happening. Don't think when things are difficult to do that means you shouldn't always do them. It depends. Sometimes it's like that. Kali definitely has a role to try to avoid people getting out of his grips, as does Maya test to the royal. But Kali, particularly this age, so probably a lot of challenge to get out of America. A lot of challenge on the boat also. He had heart attacks, rough seas. Imagine he's going alone. He's going right into the heart of Kali Yuga. Where's the heart? New York. I mean, practically New York is the heart. They call it the Big Apple. The Big Apple. It's like the leading, maybe other places have caught up now, but it was the leading city practically in Kali's propaganda. Practically New York. And Prabhupada aimed for New York, right at the heart. He didn't go for the outside, some sort of more soft place. He went right to the heart. Hard city, right there Prabhupada was aimed. And he was on that boat, as many of you know. This is a picture, I think it should come up, is it there?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the boat that Prabhupada went on. Some people disagree with that, that's what it says. It says it's the Jaladuta. I presume it is the Jaladuta, it says it is anyway. And you know this word Jaladuta is a very famous, fascinating word. If you're from Bengal, or anywhere, you may know what is Jaladuta. And if you're from Bengal, you're from Bengal? You look Bengal.
West side.
West Bengal.
West side.
The west side. So tell us what it means.
Jala means water and Duta means messenger.
There you go, you must be from Bengal.
Huh.
Messenger of the water. Isn't that a good name for Prabhupada?
Water carrier, water messenger.
Water messenger. Okay. The messenger who crosses the water. Sure, Prabhupada. Nice. It's almost like Krishna purposely arranged that particular boat. Not only that, but the captain on the ship was a Vaishnava. He was also a devotee of Krishna, a strict vegetarian. His wife was very favorable. She was very kind to Prabhupada. They gave him a very special place. Gave him a place to cook and everything. They gave him their own cabin, in fact, on board the boat. And he had reasonably good facilities on the journey to America. It's a cargo ship. It wasn't a passenger one, it was a cargo ship. And she also predicted on the boat that if you pass Swamiji, if you pass over these trials that you're going through, I feel sure that it's Krishna's blessing and everything will come out, you know, you'll be successful. She was very encouraging to Prabhupada. They even bought and set, Prabhupada loaded on the boat, not personally, but he had them loaded on, 200 sets of his first canto Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. He went to America along with the Bhagavatam. He said, I didn't take Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam took me. The Bhagavatam took Prabhupada to America. And from there, this movement has really worked. It just didn't exist before. There was nothing outside of India, practically at all. And from that, one journey of Srila Prabhupada, this movement is now whatever it is, but at least it's beginning, I would say. The movement is beginning. So here we have now 13th of September. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Hari Bol. Any prasadam?
Yeah, there's some fruit prasadam, please.
Help yourself to fruits if you have to go.
And some laddus there also.
Laddus and sweets and fruits. I don't know what else is out there. And Prabhupada left America on the 13th of August, and then on the 13th of September, it was not a Friday. It was a different day, maybe Sunday, I don't know. But it wasn't Friday, but it was 13th of September, the same date as today. Prabhupada was on the boat in the middle of the Atlantic. In the middle of the Atlantic. And alone. And he was alone in one sense. He was never alone. Pure devotee is never alone. They're always with Krishna. They feel always Krishna next to them. But from the material perspective, Prabhupada was alone. What was he relishing on the boat? Don't say prasadam. He was hardly eating. In fact, he didn't eat for a long time because he was very seriously ill on the boat. He almost died, according to whatever information we have. There was no reference. He was keeping a daily diary, but for about a week there was a word in this. Not one mention. Prabhupada indicated at the beginning, crisis, entering crisis. And after about a week he said, we passed over the crisis, although we're still very weak. And later we will write about this, not now. So I don't think he ever did. So there's that 1 week at least where Prabhupada was silent on the journey. And in the middle of the Atlantic, what did he do? What did he do? He was
Read
relishing the
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Chaitanya Charitamrita. We call it the nectarine of his life. So far away from the home, Sri Vrindavan Dham, alone in the middle of the ocean. There's ocean everywhere. And he's relishing Chaitanya Charitamrita. But right there he wrote one prayer in the middle of the ocean, revealing his heart. One of the important features of progressing in Krishna consciousness is being able to reveal your heart in confidence, to be truthful. Kali Yuga is symptomized also. There are 4 pillars of religion. Do you know what the pillars are? 4 pillars of religion. What are they? Cleanliness, big topic. Austerity, another big topic. Truthfulness.
And mercy.
Mercy, compassion. So, pretty much, cleanliness, austerity, and mercy are almost finished. At least, in most cases, there's very little left. A little bit of truthfulness is there, and that will gradually diminish. There's another symptom of Kali Yuga. It's very difficult to be truthful about your inner heart. But it's important to be able to reveal one's heart in confidence, to get free of the hypocrisy, duality, duplicity, and so on, which pervades this age. It's hard to find confidence also. Confidentiality, confidence to reveal your mind in confidentiality. Confidence. So Prabhupada revealed his mind, but he's revealing his mind to Krishna. So let's see what Prabhupada says before we sing. Let me read what it says. I emphatically, if you can't see it, you might want to adjust your torso.
Torso.
Is that what you call it? Is that the right term? Is that the right term?
Unique.
Like-
That's nice. I like it.
It's not like offending anyone. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, correct me, no problem. I emphatically say to you, O brothers, you will obtain your good fortune from the Supreme Lord Krishna only when Srimati Radharani becomes pleased with you. Oh my dear friends, Hare Krishna, talking to the Lord, I know you are always seeking the mercy of Srimati Radharani. My Guru Maharaj is a servant of Radharani. If you help me to execute this order, it will be very good for me. Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is that great saintly spiritual master who bestows intense devotion to Krishna at different places throughout the world. By his strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world. In all the cities, towns, and villages on the earth, from all the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, everyone will chant the holy name of Krishna. As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land. When all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy, the Vaishnava's desire is then fulfilled. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, worthy or fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy, so that I may become worthy. For you are the wisest and most experienced of all. If you bestow your power by serving the spiritual master, one attains the absolute truth. One's life becomes successful. If that service is obtained, then one becomes happy and gets your association due to good fortune. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. This, by the way, is a prayer of Prahlad Maharaj. But your servant Narada Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? And Prabhupada carries on. O Lord Krishna, you are my eternal companion. Forgetting you, I have suffered the kicks of Maya, birth after birth. If today the chance to meet you occurs again, then I will surely be able to rejoin you. Oh dear friend, in your company, I will experience great joy once again. In the early morning, I will wander about the cow pastures and fields, running and frolicking in the many forests of Raj. I will roll on the ground in spiritual ecstasy. Oh, when will that day be mine? Today, that remembrance of you came to me in a very nice way. I have a great longing. I call to you. I am your eternal servant, and therefore I desire your association so much. O Lord Krishna, except for you, there is no other means of success. So we'll try to enter into the spirit. It's the spirit which really counts. The words are nice. The process is nice. It may look nice, but we have to enter into the spirit of Krishna consciousness. Just like in our mission, we may have farms, temples, preaching centers, restaurants, whatever, facilities, which can all be used in Krishna's service. But without the life, what is the use? Without Krishna consciousness, what's the value? Everything is a series of zeros. Without putting Krishna in the center in the beginning. The purpose of everything we do is to remember Krishna, to please Krishna. That's what it means, Krishna consciousness. Movement. The facilities, the organization, and all the various details are to facilitate that one objective, Krishna Paramatma, to awaken our love for Krishna. So with that in mind, Srila Prabhupada embarked on his journey to America. He didn't have a mundane plan. His plan was to depend upon Krishna. I am your instrument, my Lord. In another song of Makane Bhagavatam, a poem, Prabhupada writes, my Lord, please make me your puppet. Make me dance. Make me dance. Make me dance as you like. The mood of Prabhupada, he just saw himself as a, of course, personal, but an instrument to fulfill the will of the Lord. He took no credit, he just accepted himself as that vehicle through which the will of the Lord could be spread. And we can see from today's point today that how dependent Prabhupada is on the Lord and how much he's desiring to fulfill his spiritual master's instructions. And how compassionate he is for the conditioned souls who appear to be very well situated, especially in America at that time. New York was like a dream place, it was like heaven. To many people in the world, they were dreaming of going to America. To them, New York was like a heavenly planet. And Prabhupada, when he arrived in America, he said, "My Lord, you must have some plan for me. Otherwise, why have you brought me to this hellish place?" And he's describing America, this hellish place. He'd only been there a few hours, he could also already see how hellish it was. Everyone was so much absorbed in the business of Kali. And Prabhupada came as a lone ranger, a lone ambassador to challenge the influence of Kali. What a challenge. Alone. No support other than the spiritual master and Krishna, which is what we need. But externally, no support. Right. We had his Bhagavatams. And he compiled this song, his appeal to Krishna, appealing to Krishna for his mercy. Radharani, Krishna. So quite cartels.
Cartels?
Yeah. Somebody on Madanga?
Yeah.
Krishna Punya Hare Krishna Punya Hare Krishna Punya Just wait a minute, I can't sing it because I need to. Hey punya kari bejabe, radharani kuse habe, dhruva ki boli tomakai. Hey punya kari bejabe, radharani kuse habe, dhruva ki boli tomakai. Radharani kusi habe, Gurvati boli tomatai. Hey punya kari bejabe, Radharani kusi habe, Gurvati boli tomatai. Shri Siddhanta Sarasvati Sachi Sutta Priyavati Krishna Sevaya Radharani Shri Siddhanta Sarasvati Sachi Sutta Priyavati Krishna Sevaya Radharani They say Mohanta Guru Jagatara Madevi Krishna Bhakti Devi যাচ্ছে গোরাম সকালে লয় जगते सभाति वैष्णवे इच्छा
Come on, one musician, help me out. Come on, we've only got 2 lines to go. Can't stop now. That was the other tune, that was the Bhagavatam. That was a different verse, that was from the Bhagavatam, that wasn't from Prabhupada's poet. Prabhupada put the Bhagavatam verse.
It was recording. Anyone record?
Huh? Record one verse. No harmonium. Stop the harmonium. Stop the drum. No breathing. Concentrate. Hey, punya
Krishna,
Krishna, hey, Radharani Kushe Habe, Radharani Kore Kumata. Gurmurati Rattati, Bhuliyaro Maya Mati, Sayachi Jamma Jamma. Hari Hoya Yoga Yoga, Hari Tuhe Nida, Atuna Hetu Baba, Hari Hoya Yoga Yoga, Hari Tuhe Nida, Hari Tuhe Nida, Hari Tuhe Nida. Abasaya Sutta Taho, Otaran Kuri Jindo. Omani Rani Bhai, Abasaya Sutta Taho, Otaran Kuri Jindo. Bhaktabani Chitta Chitti Bani Pai Lutta Putti, Origin Badi Handi. Brahma Dasakai kore kasa, Vidina Yagatina. Anjoma Nitya Dasa, Kai kore kasa, Vidina Yagatina. Vidina Yagatina. Hey punya kare bojade, avan kuchiyade, divati kore. Kare bojade, avan kuchiyade, divati kore komata. Hey punya kare bojade, avan kuchiyade, divati kore komata. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
He just arrived in Boston. The ship sped up to 300 kilometers an hour on its last 1 hour. Very soon Prabhupada will arrive in Boston. The world will never be the same again. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. We'll hand over now. You're having a kirtan evening, is that right? Pardon?
We just started.
Started already? I don't do anything.
But now it's your turn, Mark.
When you started.
Would you like to start, Mark?
Yes.
I just finished.
Now it's your
You
kirtan.
know to start before you finish.
Kirtan starts now.
Yeah, how can we follow her?
I don't know how you follow that. And you need to lead. Oh, now you have to lead. Here's the whole thing. Who's next? Oh, what's going on? You're the man. Are you the MC?
It's just Kirtan Maharaj, that's all.
Inform everyone what's happening tomorrow, what's happening today, what's happening the day after, what's happening.
So for the next 5 years, Maharaj is going to stay here every day and do Kirtan.
Arriba!
5 years.
Don't worry by tomorrow morning you'll change your statement.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, Maharaj is going to give a class. So starting at 7:30, and then after that we're going to have breakfast. Hopefully someone will cook it as well. And then in the afternoon again we're going to have some Harinam. We did Harinam today from 2:30 from 3 o'clock till about 5. So tomorrow we're starting half an hour earlier. And it's even going to be more dynamic than today's, even though today's was unimaginably blissful.
Here today have come from a long way away. Are they going back there tonight?
Yeah, there's some devotees going back and coming again tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. That's a long drive. Tipperary, 2 hours?
Tipperary, yeah, it's a long way.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, you're so sincere.
Aye.
Mind you, we go every week in New Mayaport, France. we drive more or less an hour and a half each way each week on Harinam. The nearest town where a farm in France is about an hour and a half away. Every Saturday for the days we go there from Harinam. It's the chance of a lifetime. Okay. Thank you for coming.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj will also be giving a talk tomorrow evening as well, around the same time, about 7 o'clock. And then
We'll sing the other song tomorrow because we won't be here on the day.
that's the other.
So
So we're going to talk about Prabhupada's other poem that he wrote just before he came to America.
well, no, he'd already arrived on the boat. He was dropped.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will be for tomorrow. And then the next morning, on Sunday morning, we're going to have class again. So Maharaj has been emphasizing the Bhagavatam class and getting Bhagavatams. We will actually be getting, as I said, 100 sets. As soon as they're printed, they're going to be sent over here.
They're not printed yet?
I'm not sure what they're not here yet though. They haven't been sent, but they're hopefully be on the way soon. And so there's 100 sets, and we want to distribute them before Christmas. So if everyone could, who hasn't got a set, if they could get a set of Bhagavatams, and then and if they know anybody else, then they should distribute a set to them as well. So Maharaj is giving talks tomorrow morning at 7:30, and on Sunday morning at 7:30. So please come along to them as well. And
You know that next week, on the 18th,
Yeah.
what day is that? Wednesday or Thursday or something? Wednesday, I think. Next Wednesday is called Bhadra Purnima.
Haribo!
Bhadra Purnima is a very special day. It has many features to this particular day of Bhadra Purnima. It's the most auspicious Purnima, you could say, in many ways, most auspicious. And on that day, especially, it's described. Well, I can go there. Just give me a second. You might get a few funny pictures on the screen here. I don't know if I can go out of this. Closing. Maybe I have to pull this out again. Let's quickly see if I can get back in. I'll just quickly show you something. This is your Bhadra puddings, okay? Okay, if I can quickly find it, it should be here. The trouble is it's still on the there we go. We're hopeful that this will work. Just give us a second there, ladies and gentlemen. Is it back on the screen? No. Anything on there?
Yes, Prabhu.
What can you see?
Bhadra Purnima.
You can see what?
Bhadra Purnima.
Ireland, I'm not good at spelling. And that's what we put in France the other day. But in Ireland, we would like to see Bhadra Purnima in Ireland too. What is this Bhadra Purnima? Well, you can see there's a beautiful set of Srimad Bhagavatams there, placed on a golden throne. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain a supreme transcendental destination. There you go. Even if you've got a set already, just meditate on that. And this is, I haven't got the reference, it's from Shastra, it's from scriptures. I do have the reference, but it's not on this slide. And here's a famous verse. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tattvajnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishpitam Tatshrinvan Suputam Vicharana Paro Bhaktyadi Chenara. I'm sure you will know this verse. 12th Canto Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless Purana. It is most dear to the Vaishnava because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. This Bhagavatam reveals the means to becoming free from all material work, especially with the lazy people. That means from all material entanglement, not just material activity. Material work means that which entangles us in this world. Free from all material work, together with the processes of transcendental knowledge, renunciation and devotion. Anyone who seriously tries to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Completely, not just liberated. Completely liberated means to be re-established, reinstated in your eternal relationship with Krishna. One who properly hears and chants this with devotion. Prabhupada, not Prabhupada, but the commentary on this. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is completely free of contamination by the votes of nature, it is endowed with extraordinary spiritual beauty and is therefore dear to the pure devotees of the Lord. The word Paramahamsam indicates that even completely liberated souls are eager to hear and narrate the Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are trying to be liberated should faithfully serve this literature by hearing and reciting it with faith and devotion. Last year, before I can't remember, Swami Maharaj wrote to me because he keeps in touch with us all the time regarding book distribution in France. Just distribute the Srimad Bhagavatams and all the French Yatra's needs will be met in return. So you can say the same thing about Ireland. Just distribute Srimad Bhagavatams and all the Irish Yatra's needs will be met in return. Okay? Is that okay? Good. One who with devotion you've read. Oh, it's slightly different actually. References I haven't had a chance to get to. One with devotion gives the gift of Srimad Bhagavatam to a Vaishnava, resides in my abode for millions of kalpas, and really it means he resides there forever. When Lord Krishna is unmanifest, he will appear from Srimad Bhagavatam. Whenever and wherever the devotee Bhagavat hears and recites the book Bhagavat, at that time and at that place Lord Krishna personally appears. Wherever a verse of Srimad Bhagavatam or even a half verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is recited, Lord Krishna, his beloved gopi, is manifest there. After attaining a human birth in the land of Bharat, those who do not hear Srimad Bhagavatam due to sinful activities are committing suicide. A person who regularly hears or recites Srimad Bhagavatam delivers the forefathers of his wife, mother, and father. These are some, you can say, encouragements. They're saying a little karma candy, but they are the side effects of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord gave Brahma the Srimad Bhagavatam and told him, to achieve fulfillment of your desires, always serve the Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no doubt about it, O King. You will attain the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, the King of Braj, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam will then later be propagated throughout the world. Those persons who worship the Vaishnava literature Srimad Bhagavatam in their house are free from all sins and they become worshipable even the demigods. One who with devotion gives the gift of Srimad Bhagavatam, one who always worships Srimad Bhagavatam in his house satisfies the demigods for the duration of one kalpa. In Kali Yuga, one who does not keep Srimad Bhagavatam in his house can never be delivered from the control of Yamaraj. You want to be delivered from the control of Yamaraj, you better get Srimad Bhagavatam quick. In Kali Yuga, how can one be considered a Vaishnava who does not keep Srimad Bhagavatam in his house? He is more abominable than a Chandala. Pretty heavy statement. You can keep another book there if you haven't got the Bhagavatam, but better get the Bhagavatam. Better be safe than sorry. My dear son, Lord of the universe, for my pleasure and the pleasure of the Vaishnavas, one should keep Srimad Bhagavatam with devotion. The sound of Krishna's flute spreads nothing directly to do with it, except for we understand that Krishna's flute from there emanates all the transcendental sound vibrations, including the sound of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
So what do we do? In France we inform all the devotees as much as we can, or at least we have been doing, about the wonders of Srimad Bhagavatam, how glorious it is to read it, to hear it, to distribute it, to have it, and to take part in this wonderful program to distribute. We're aiming in Ireland at 68,000 sets for next Wednesday.
Wednesday week.
Or we're going to get an extra week. Okay, we've got an extra week, 68,000 sets. That's nothing. Don't worry, that's worldwide, 68,000 worldwide. I don't know how many you do in Ireland. I'm sure we can find some nice, favourable people. There's maybe some of them coming out of a Guinness stout. They might not know what it is, you can probably convince them. Well, making awareness, communication, informing the devotees plays a big part. Just being aware of the Bhagavatam, reading together, hearing together. Srimad Bhagavatam is very important to read together. Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. That purifies our hearts. And just encouraging others. Get your contacts, find your contacts, new people, friends, family members to give. Maybe some people like to buy some sets. We're getting loads and loads of Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, Gujarati Bhagavatam sets. In France, and I see today in Sankirtan, there's thousands and thousands of Indian people living here now. They're here, at studio or work, I don't know. There's so many of them. And some of them prefer their own language. They get different languages too. Here's one very happy man, walking away with his French Bhagavatam set. There was an exhibition in Marseille, and there on the right, those books were taken by the prison in Paris. Paris prison. I don't know if we have a prison in Dublin or not. Have a prison? Yeah. They may, I don't know. It's very surprising. They don't normally do that, but they ordered a set of Bhagavatams to Paris prison. Here's Father Christmas getting his pre-Christmas Bhagavatam set. He goes out during December and distributes them. Christmas. Reunion, which is also officially part of France, they distribute a lot of sets also last year, not this year, but last year. Installing one in the house of some nice Indian gentleman in Lyon. And here we are on the book table, getting ready for Bhagavad Purnima. And that was on the 50th anniversary actually of the installation of Adaparashish, where we distributed 15 sets on that day on the table. In different languages. And that's Mahananda on the right there, wearing orange in those days. Crazy now. Hiding shy. One lucky family getting their set of Bhagavatams in Hindi, another one in French, another one there in French also. Different families. Here's back to Joe, he got one that day as well. Meet Joe, he's a famous man in Africa. We found out he lived next door to the temple. He came to the festival and walked away with the Bhagavatam set. And he's really into peace and he wants to help us and spread Krishna consciousness in French-speaking Africa. Another girl, young lady, got her English Bhagavatam set. And in New Mayapur, with this nice sign about the deities. And we distributed on that day 35 sets the weekend in New Mayapur. It's in the middle of nowhere, it's just like, you're a little bit, not quite as quiet as you could say, as Govinda Island or Krishna Island in Govinda in the Strat. But the devotees there distributed 35 sets over the weekend last year. Now, there's one of them going out. And this is the most amazing one, Yolanda, Bhaktin Yolanda. Bhaktin Yolanda lives in Lyon. And the devotees met her on the street on book distribution. She was the most unusual looking personality you could ever meet practically. And some other she took a Bhagavad Gita and they met her again. And she said she had some kind of dream where a half man, half lion appeared before her. And at the same time they were down it, I said, oh, that's Lord Nrsimha, that's a form of Krishna. Really? Yes, we have books about it. She wanted to know who it was. So we have a whole box of books telling about it. So she said, well, I want them. So she said, come to my house, I'll bring the books there. So they went to her house in the evening, and they couldn't believe what they came into. She had a house, have you ever heard of a witch's brew? She had dead cats lying around, ashes, stench, such a stench coming out of pots and pans. Unbelievable scene. It was unbearable to hold your nose. Then she led them into the inner chambers, where she had all these weird and wonderful things. And she was really dressed up like some kind of witch. And she bought the set of Bible tapes. There you go. You never know. Janananda. Woof. Altogether we did 197 sets for the Bible campaign last year. This year, our target is 108, because many of those were the devotees and the people we already knew and so on. So, it's the same in many places, but I think here you've got so many people who haven't got the Bible class. So take advantage of it. It's a glorious opportunity. Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Om Janananda.
Hari Hari Hari
So who wants to make an order of the Bhagavatam? So come on, let's have one order at least. One order. Don't all put your hands up against. Okay, one hand has gone up. Okay. It's always good to double it. Let's get another one. Come on. Here's another hand. Take Krishna is the Lord of three, so if you really want to please Krishna, we have to have three at least. Come on, one more. Come on. One more hand at least. Come on. You can also, there's a hand going up there, almost. You don't have to put your hand up early, you've got to be careful with your hand. One more, come on, let's make it three. Auspicious number. Come on. Hey, look at that. Almost there, almost there. Yeah! You can also sponsor, by the way, if you don't want one yourself. You can sponsor it, huh? 4. Oh, 4. What's good for 4? The Chakravyuha. 4. 4 sets. Come on, who's going for 4? Come on, who wants to be lucky? 4. One at a time.
Why not 4?
Where's the 4?
Who's 4?
Who put the 4th hand up? Where's the 3rd? Who put the 3rd? Oh, there you go. Another one over there. There's 3. There's 4. Panchatattva. You can't have oh, you're going to have 5 Panchatattva here. One more. Come on. One more. Who's going to go for the other one? Come on. One more. You can sponsor it if you don't want it yourself. One more. Come on. Let's have one more. Who wants to surrender? Anyone want to surrender? There are 6 items to surrender, so let's have those 6 items. Who wants to be the 6th one to surrender? Come on, number 6. Who's number 6? Somebody put their hand up when I said who wants to surrender, and then they put their hand down. Number 6, okay, there we go. You're almost sold already. What, do you have to order more, man? You have to order more. You haven't ordered enough. I told you you need 68,000.
So Maharaj, you have to stay longer, you know. You're going to get all silver yet.
Okay. 7 very place. Now, what's 7? What's favourable for 7? Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. Your Prabhupada Ki Jai. You've got a little start there anyway. You work out the details. They pay a little bit at a time or all at once or sponsor, whatever they want to do. Hare Krishna. Your Prabhupada Ki Jai. Take it away. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Tomorrow there will be prasad as well. Full Ekadashi prasad after Maharaj class. Is it Ekadashi today? Tomorrow.
Rama Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna,
Rama Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shiva Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Did you change the key?
I don't know.
I can fix my thing. Hare Ram. You want to put it in C?
Oh, yeah. It's in six. I just wanted to put. Yeah.
Oh,
This was the. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Raising expectations here. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Somebody else wants to sing? Can I sing it? Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Kashi Purvakshaha Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatanka Kesavadita Nara Hari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hey, Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Bhakta Srimani Prahlad Maharaj ki, Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, there will be prasadam served downstairs in Govinda's restaurant. So you can all make your way down there and take prasadam. Mahaprasada ki! Stay for yeah, yeah. No, I can tell for one more week for sure. My friends, Harinam, he asked me to go. So, yeah, another friend wanted to go. Krishna is, he was in Germany for that, yeah. With them. Where are you going now? Hostel?